So first you're going to go ahead and select your image, then you're going to come and edit it and then crop it down to a good position so you don't have too much negative space to do. Go ahead, open Sketchbook, and then create a new sketch. Once you do that, import your photo using the little mountain with the plus sign. Go ahead and put it up in the top right hand corner, or left hand corner, then add a new layer. Now I'm starting up in the corner, and you can see that I'm just selecting areas and I'm just busting out my negative space shapes. I'm doing this for a while before I realize that I'm going to have to transform and move my little sketch over before I can continue. This does not need to be the most perfect thing in the whole wide world. I just want you guys to be aware of the negative space that is happening behind the image. In this case, it is the ground that is brown and the back that is white. So any of that airspace between these objects, that is your negative space. So then, if you continue on, I shrunk down my little image and I keep drawing. And you can see I'm going back on some of the things that I've done. I'm connecting some of my shapes. This is totally fine. What you're then going to do is, once you get this all sorted and you do get as much negative space as you possibly can, I'm going to go ahead and transform it so it fills up my whole canvas. And I'm cutting off some areas that I don't think are necessary. Then I add a new layer, and with a different color, I'm just going back in and confirming my shapes, and these are just going to be nice, as clean as possible. They go off the edge of the canvas. This is just so that you don't have to kind of consider your wiggly shapes or any shapes that aren't connected or anything that you did when you were doing it for the first time. This is just kind of cleaning up your shapes and making sure that you can see it really nice and clean. So here's a beautiful thing about happy little accidents. I accidentally was drawing on the wrong layer. You can see it on the right hand screen right now that I'm drawing on the wrong layer, and I don't actually realize this until I try and make it invisible, and then I go ahead and backspace using the back arrow up at the top as much as I can so that I can kind of restart. I went a little bit too far, so I'm going forward, and then I'm going back again, and then I'm figuring out that this is actually correct because my layers weren't updating, and then I retrace one more time to get it on that correct layer, and then I'm able to turn my blue layer off, which I will do in just a second, and then I fix my red layer, and then I go ahead and add a new layer on top. Now this new layer on top, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the watercolor brush to fill in all of my negative space. The negative space is, again, the background. So all the shapes that I drew is what I'm filling in. And I try and do this as quickly as possible, but I'm going to have my camera just speed through it really quick so you guys don't have to watch. Now I did this very, very fast and very sloppily, and it took me quite a bit of time, but I want you guys to take your time, go slow, make it look as perfect as you can. I did use the eraser tool after I did this just to clean up my edges so that you guys could see my shapes better, but I'm going to go ahead and speed it up now. Here we go, speeding through it. I sped this up to 400%, but it's still going rather slow. So again, I'm filling in. Now you guys can do different colors if you want. You can get as creative with this as you possibly want to. Some of the examples from the previous that I showed, I did multiple different colors. You can do as many colors as you want. Again, as creative as you possibly can get. So this is just filling it in with the color using the paint, but I'm going to show you in a second that I'm actually going to add some pen strokes in this too. So it's not just this. So I add a new layer to do my pen strokes. So I added a new layer to do my pen strokes, and then I'm adding just multiple different colors, and I'm going through this fast. And normally what I would have you do is fill the whole thing up, but I'm going to go ahead and do only a partial version of this, and then I'm going to export it to my camera roll. But I would love to see you guys go crazy with this, with multiple different colors, outlining certain things, certain aspects. And again, I almost went to a different layer there, so make sure that you're working on the proper layer. So yeah, I'm switching up colors, I'm getting really fun and scribbly with it. I think it looks really energetic and fun. And again, you can use as many colors as you want. I'm just staying in the purple and bluish realm here, but again, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you. This is just an abstract fun piece that you are making. So then go ahead and save that image. And then from your camera roll, you can turn that into Schoology. underneath 2.5.